Good evening, my fellow Americans. We are live. This is the Eli King Show. I'm your host, Eli King, the new king of all alternative news on this very network, the Manhattan Neighborhood Network. It is November 8th in the year of our Lord 2014, and I am back. After last week, I had a car accident with the New York City police car. I can't say anything more on that, just in case there are any lawsuits or litigation. You know how it goes. Anyway, I do apologize. They did throw up a great repeat of Camp FEMA. What's to come in America, just in case Ebola breaks out or anything like that. I remind you once again, boys and girls, this is a live show. You can call us up, 212-245-7273. And this is alternative news media. Here we tell the truth. And basically what I do as an investigative reporter, Dominic, I look online, I investigate stories, and then I report them to you. And I also do some freelance stories on my own. I was at Bilderberg 2012, and anyway, I'm digressing already. Basically, the topic and the title of the show today just may be the Republicans take the Senate and they take the House. So will the Republicans try and impeach Obama? That's basically one of my other questions. Who knows? But yeah, I want to know how the people are feeling. How do you feel about the Republicans taking over the Senate and having control of the House? And yeah, it's a cool look there. I like it. All right, but let's start off with some articles. I'm 2 weeks behind, so first article on the agenda here: entire villages disappeared. Ebola deaths in Sierra Leone underreported. Yes, Ebola's toll on Sierra Leone is much greater than previously thought, with entire villages killed off by the virus. And yes, the Obama administration has advised the mainstream media outlets to cover up and not to report certain Ebola cases and stuff. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. Just when they come out with that Ebola vaccine, boys and girls, do not jump up and volunteer for it so quickly, like so many people did for the HPV vaccine, the human papillomavirus. And already there are lawsuits in Spain and other European countries against the makers of this medicine. I believe it's Eli Lilly, the manufacturers of this HPV Gardasil so-called vaccine that says that it'll protect you from genital warts, but it only protects you from 4 strains. Bad news, boys and girls. There are over 100 strains of HPV genital warts, and there are many side effects with this vaccine, like paralysis and seizures and all sorts of madness, I tell you. All right. Oh, speaking of paralysis, perfectly healthy Florida girl, 10 years old, is paralyzed with rare brain infection and can no longer speak 4 days after receiving the flu shot. Yes, a 10-year-old girl in Florida has been paralyzed for almost a year with a rare inflammation of the brain, and her family is blaming a flu vaccine. This is why you must be careful, especially if you have little babies, boys and girls. I'd say from 0 to about 5 years old, you do not want to bring in your child to get that flu vaccine, because if there is any inflammation to the brain because of the vaccine and you bring your kid back to the hospital, they will try and say you beat your kid. Okay, even though it is proven that the flu vaccine actually caused the inflammation, the doctors will call Children's Services and say you dropped your baby on the head. It's been done. Look it up, okay? I just don't make it up. I look it up. All right. Next topic on my agenda here of Truth Media. Most people cannot even imagine that an economic collapse is coming. The idea that the United States is on the brink of a horrifying economic crash is absolutely inconceivable to most Americans. Yes, most people think America's economic system is indestructible. But when we run on a private Federal Reserve system where basically they make the rules and they say we cannot audit them, our own money, they tax us to print our own money. How the hell we're ever going to pay off this debt if they tax us to print money, I wonder. And then they say we cannot audit them. We cannot even investigate what are they doing with our money. This is why they killed John F. Kennedy, because he signed Executive Order 11110 to abolish and eliminate the Federal Reserve, along with the CIA. He wanted to splinter them into 1,000 pieces, so they splintered his brain into 1,000 pieces. You better believe it, boys and girls. All right. Next topic. What will change if and when Republicans take the Senate? Well, they did take the Senate. What will change? Well, nothing, because the Democrats and the Republicans, they are the same. Okay? I am a constitutionalist. I will say it time and time again, my friends. I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican. I am a constitutionalist. I believe in the Constitution. The forefathers, what they stated is what I believe in, okay? The greatest president that ever lived was George Washington. You know why? Because they wanted to make him king. And he said, no, I choose to step down. What man would give up such power? Imagine a president today, if they told Obama, you can be president forever, you think Obama would say no and just step down like the great George Washington? No. No man, I think, today would give up the presidency so easily as the great George Washington did. Okay, this is a great man. Let's not forget. That's why I read his quotes. I read everything I can about this man. And one of my favorite quotes of George Washington is, if every man in the room has a gun, it will be very hard, very, very hard for evil to interfere. Yes. All right. Speaking of guns, more guns plus less war equals real security. Last week's tragic shootings in Canada and Washington state are certain to lead to new calls for gun control. Yep, unfortunately, Governor Cuomo got voted in again. New York is a Democratic state, so it did not surprise me. I did go out and vote for Rick Astorino, the Republican, because he was the better choice, even though I don't like Republicans. He was the better choice. They actually had a campaign commercial. Rick Astorino wants to teach kids how to use guns, and they try to slam him for that. I actually applaud him for that. Kids should be taught how to use guns safely so that when they pick up a gun, they know it's not a toy and they don't go playing around with it and accidentally shooting somebody, one of their siblings, okay? Gun education is the key. It is part of our tradition, our heritage, our Constitution. You cannot take away our Second Amendment, boys and girls. You will not take it away from me. All right, already 9 minutes gone by. All right, let's open up the phone lines. Give me a call, 212-245-7273. Samsung Smart TV records personal conversations and sends them to third parties. Yeah, you like your new smart TV, boys and girls, that you're probably watching me on right now? Well, you know there's a little camera and a microphone that records your voice and your person. And they sell this information to third parties. This is why when you log onto your email and you were talking about dog food with your wife, all of a sudden the dog food ad will pop up. But let's take this call. I see we have a caller. It's probably our good friend.
Yes, how come crimes are only committed by niggers?
I appreciate the call. Crime is not only committed by black people, my friend, okay? Actually, most black people are arrested for crime, but stats show that it's probably pretty even. Whites do contribute into crime as well. Hispanics. Basically, wherever there are less guns and there is high gun control, there is more crime. Like in cities like Chicago, New York, LA, where they have these strict gun laws. Crime is on the rise. Crime will always be on the rise because the people do not have the right to protect themselves. We got another call. Let's see what they have to say. Hopefully not the N-word. Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Steve, brother from Midtown. Good to hear from you, brother.
Yeah, I know.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know
What's
you
on
showed
your
that
mind?
Documentary. You put that documentary up there, right? Camp Bema and all that?
Yes, the lovely Master Control Library downstairs was kind enough to throw it up for me. That's my
And
emergency
how long
tape.
is the video?
The video is actually about an hour and a half. You can go watch
'Cause
the
I know
full
I've seen
video
it
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, it's a great video. It'll give you a preview of what
Of what's to
may.
come.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm kind of glad you put it up there because people really need to wake up because, you know, yes, it's on the internet that people want to research and they have decoding in movies that trying to give messages, but people really don't pay attention to it because this is something that we have to start taking seriously. And now with the Republicans are in house, we're really fucked.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Steve?
Well, here's the thing, man. It doesn't make a doggone difference because, remember, Democrats and Republicans are just one of the same because nothing's not really getting done. You got Obama in there. He's not doing a hell of a good job, you know? We don't want him out.
Obama is doing an awful job, a despicable
Oh, yeah,
job.
exactly.
Hey,
I'm done with that guy.
As
Actually, I'm
the-
done with politics altogether because, remember, politics are just giving you an outline about you got freedom of choice, which we all know you don't have a freedom of choice. You got owners, you got bankers, and the Federal Reserve running this doggone country.
Yes,
You don't have politicians running it.
instead of the politicians going up there and dressing up in these nice suits, they should
got
wear
banksters.
NASCAR suits for all the people that fund and sponsor them, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
banksters, because that's all it really is. They're bought and paid for to
Oh, yeah.
work. They work for the New World Order. They work
Oh,
for the
yeah.
banksters
We haven't
to
heard that yet, but it's a matter of time. But we are getting close to it.
to destroy our country. Yes, sir.
Exactly, because remember we're like in the verge of World War III with ISIS and everything, and then with Syria. Remember, Obama already sent troops over to Iraq.
Yes, he has sent some advisors over there now.
Exactly.
He states these advisors will not be in a combative position or won't be involved in combat. But I can recall in Vietnam when they sent advisors down there, those advisors were involved in combat and were killed. So don't tell me, Mr. Obama, that the advisors you're sending now are not going to be involved in combat, are not going to be killed. Enough is enough. Pull the troops out and let's bring them home, boys and girls.
Do you think it's going to be a Sharia law in this country?
Hell no. You know why? Because there are people like you and me, Steve. This is what they want. They want Sharia law in this country. But it will not happen because this is not a democracy, okay? This is a republic. One nation
Even
under
though
God.
we voted Democrat and all that, 2/3 of us vote Democrat because the Republicans are known for serving the rich and powerful and all that. That's why they vote Democrat. But really, that people don't know that Democrat can do more just as bad as Republicans.
Well, historically, the Democrats are repugnant, as the great JFK would say. JFK was the only one of the only good Democrats, in my eyes. But if you look at the Democrats, they were for slavery. Okay, Abraham Lincoln, who freed the slaves, was a Republican. Martin Luther King Jr. was a registered Republican.
Dr. King, yeah, a lot of people don't even know about that.
The Jim Crow laws, all that stuff
yeah.
that was going down south during the 60s and the civil rights movement era.
Well,
most
don't be surprised if that even comes back because it's all about distraction. Here's the thing. It's all about distraction right there, you know?
Yeah, they want to
yes,
distract
I'm a
us.
victim of it too, but at the same time, we got to wheel ourselves back with this.
You see,
You
the
know?
Democrats were against the civil rights movement.
They
It
wanna
was
raise
the
war over here.
Republicans that were pushing this forward. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying the Republicans are good. Like I said, they're awful.
Exactly.
But,
Remember, we're living in an optical illusion world here because everything doesn't seem to what it is. You know. It's all
historically,
optical illusions.
yeah, historically, the Republicans have done better for this country than the Democrats. I have to say.
Which people don't even realize that, you know? Because remember, Congress is like the WWF. You know, they're all friends behind the scenes. You know? That's something we have to realize. Yeah, we get so caught up in it and what we're getting, and we don't really do enough research on these people that we elected. Once people get elected, they say to hell with you. They just get a thank you, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all it is.
You hit the nail on the head, Steve. I gotta tell you.
Yes, that's right. You know, people got to start researching them, man, because really, just because you elect a Democrat, ain't a big deal. What about all the other stuff, what they're going to do? Yeah, you have all these campaign commercials and all that. That's all just scripts right there.
Yeah, they get more ridiculous and more
It's money.
funnier,
That's
and
what it is. It's how they make money.
it's out of
It's
control,
a money
brother.
maker right there.
Absolutely. Anything else on your mind, brother? Before I let you go.
Oh yeah, this is only what your higher up. Remember, we don't pick the people we elected. They do. So basically, we have no say so at all. So it's useless right there.
Yeah, you have a bunch of state candidates who are on the ticket, not even running against anyone.
No,
You got
it's not.
Nydia
No.
Velasquez, happens to be in my district, and she's on all the she's on the Republican and the Democratic ticket. What the hell is going on
It doesn't
there?
even make a difference. It doesn't even make a difference right there because basically, you know, it's all about stage acts. You know,
Yeah.
it's all it is. It's a distraction right there. You know.
Yeah, this is why we need to take our republic back and get real candidates up there. It's up to our
Exactly.
children and our children's
Remember, our
children
children are
because
gonna
they
suffer.
our
Our
future.
children will pay the price for this.
They
Our children
are
won't pay
our
the price.
future, my friend. You know it.
Exactly. And if we don't do something now, our kids are going to suffer and pay the price.
Absolutely.
We're messing our kids' future up. Well, this is what your politics are doing, basically.
I
And what
totally
your
agree
higher
with
ups are
you.
doing, your powers that be.
All
The ones
right,
that's supposed
Steve.
to protect you are the ones you fear the most. There's a saying with that.
All right, brother. All right, we're running out of time. I got to
All
move
right,
on,
take care, man.
unfortunately. Take care, brother. I appreciate the call. We got another phone call on the line here. Caller, you are on the air.
Here's a question. Is it true that black women can smoke?
I appreciate the call. Good hang up there, Mel. Oh, boy. All right, next topic here. I love my prank callers. I got fans. All right, next topic. Video. Police cite threaten arrest of 90-year-old veteran volunteer for feeding the homeless. Now you cannot even feed the homeless in this country. You cannot have a lemonade stand. You cannot have a garage sale without a permit because they'll just cite you and arrest you. All right, we got a phone call over here. Let's take the call. Caller, you're on the air.
Eli, my brother, Luigi.
All right, let's see if we can raise Luigi up a little. I can barely hear him. Speaking to the phone, Luigi.
What's up, Mr. Eli? How you doing?
Good, good. I can hear you better now. How are you, brother? What's on your mind? All the way from Detroit.
What's on my mind is Friends of Israel.
Oh, boy. Explain that.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we got to get rid of the Friends of Israel, Eli.
Mhm.
You're Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, the United States and Israel, they're basically like the Democrats and the Republicans. They're conjoined evil twins working together to destroy, both of our countries in this world and bring in a new world order, in my opinion. What's yours?
Exactly, Eli, and that's what the voters need to. What I wrote on my ballot, where the writing thing was, I wrote no more Friends of Israel and U.S. government.
That's right. Good job.
Now, I also want to bring up Ferguson and the Mike Brown issue.
Go ahead, brother.
Do you see how they're bringing in Black Hawk choppers with Hellfire missiles on them?
No, I did not see that. I know they are getting prepared, though, for the verdict when the trial does come along, and they probably will find this officer not guilty, and they are expecting Rodney King-like riots, so it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, that's a fact. I believe I'm looking at today or tomorrow probably bringing that verdict down.
Black Hawk helicopters. Wow.
And they have dropped bombs on black neighborhoods before in this country.
Yes, they have. In Philadelphia in the 80s, they blew up a whole block. What was that? I forget the name of the black organization. But yes, they blew up a whole building basically and killed women and children. Yes.
It's time for the protesters to move that protest from that main area up the street to the white neighborhood. Drop some hellfires over there.
Absolutely. When the people take to the streets, I mean, there's your answer right there. That's what we need.
Yeah, but those people there have no leadership, Eli.
Yeah. They need true leadership.
Going which way, the other way. They don't know what they're doing. They don't even know how to financially boycott an area. They should have stopped spending their money instead of getting arrested every day.
Yeah, because you see what happens. You get these provocateurs and these instigators, and they go in there and they start trouble. They throw bottles at the cops and then run away. And, you know, next thing you know, they're grabbing up the peaceful protesters when you got the George Soros paid for provocateurs who start all the trouble. And some of those guys are actually police officers dressed in plain clothes like they did in Seattle during the... I forget what summit, the GM, whatever summit it was. A police officer was caught on camera throwing a bench through a Starbucks window.
Yeah, I know that's been going on down there too. But you know, I'm hoping this could kick something off to start the whole country looking at them and saying we can do it, and we got to go down there and help them if the government's going to start doing that crap.
Yes, we need true leadership, constitutionalist leadership. Because I mean, everybody loves the Constitution. I mean, who doesn't love the Constitution? It's all about freedom and the God and the Bible, and that's what I'm all about. You know, I love Jesus. I love the earth. I love you, Luigi.
Brother, that's going right back at you. And, you know, they got to start marching armed, like at Bundy Ranch. You know, these guys, they load up and they walk, and the cops line up. You're going to line right up with them and say, one of us is dropping, bitch. Oh, sorry.
Yes, this is the key, sir. Armed protest. I got to say, all the protests I've seen, any of them that are armed, no violence ensues whatsoever. It's when you have the unarmed protest is when the cops get all bat happy. They bring out the bats and the hats and they start whacking away. But when you get 200 people showing up with rifles, it is the most peaceful protest you have ever seen.
Exactly. I think that's what they all need to do down there is get some kind of, either call some militia in if they don't have the guns, but they need the help because they're going to start getting whooped after this goes down.
Yeah, well, I hope it doesn't turn out too bad. You know they want to start race riots in this country, and they will use any excuse, any reasons to do so.
Yeah, I don't think the people down there want a race riot. It's that they want to riot with the damn police because they're liars.
Yeah, I mean, there are many, many reasons.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that they shot a lady in the head a few days after the protest, but it hasn't even got out yet. They put the bullet out her head, and somehow the bullet managed to disappear.
Oh, like the JFK bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, the magic bullet.
How wonderful. It's a great police department down there. Luigi, it's a pleasure as always. I love you, brother. God bless. And thank you for calling. I appreciate the call all the way from Detroit. I got fans all around the world. The UK, my friend Dominic, you know, he calls up all the time. I'm surprised we haven't heard from him yet. All right, we're running out of time, so I'm going to try to brush through some important articles. Do we happen to have that video of the cops slapping the guy? Mel? Alright, in the meantime, let's see. Touchscreen flips votes in key Senate race. Yes, when you go to vote in certain areas, you hit Republican and it votes Democrat. It should be on the top there. Video, New York police slaps gentleman in the face. Right up there. One of the top 3 articles there. Nothing? Nah, don't worry about it. Let's take this phone call and see what they got to say. Caller, you're on the air.
Why don't you take off them Sunday?
All right, fix your phone line, sir. Cannot hear your jibber jabberish. All right, we only got about 1 minute left. Ron Paul, two-party U.S. political system in reality is a monopoly. Of course, the two-party system is a joke. America's school kids now under psychiatric surveillance. Oh, we got the video. All right, let's hit this video of this guy, this cop smacking the guy here.
Get a fucking search warrant. Okay. All right? You want to do that?
I mean, if that's the route you want to take, but there's no reason you have to search my car. There's just no need for it.
Okay, let's get a search warrant.
I wasn't in my car when all this was happening. Like, why don't you want to search, like, my house or something?
Fucking idiot. Let me see your fucking keys.
Why?
I'm searching your fucking car, that's why.
You can't do that, though.
You want to fucking resist?
I'm not resisting.
You want to fucking resist? Search the fucking car. I really don't want to stand out here in the middle of fucking...
Booyah! Well, there you go. All right, I had enough of that. We're out of time anyway. Well, there you go. You had the cop smack the guy, the poor kid, because he was exercising his Fourth Amendment right not to be searched. And, yeah, this cop should be fired. I mean, when you take this position of a police officer, a peace officer, sheriff, you have sworn to uphold the Constitution, and when you violate that oath, you should be thrown in jail. Your feet should be held to the fire. Hit the bumper music, my friend, because we are out of time. Last articles on deck here. It's just the same. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah. Join me next week and every week only on MNN.org. Every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the Eli King Show. This is Alternative News Media. God bless America. God save the United States Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance. Join me next week.